There's a girl, she's a star. She's got style. Steffi Star, you see her face around the town. She's popular. Steffi Star.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Weinstein.
And I'm Meredith Keach.
And as you know, we are top-notch real estate agent, banker.
Easton. And today we are with some really fun people. We've got Kyle Willis.
Hi.
Kyle Willis
Kyle.
Beauty. And Carey Bishop of Body Love Organics.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey, guys.
Hi. This is so fun.
Well, wow. This was a lot even just sitting down. There was a lot going on, folks.
It took us about 30 minutes.
There was a lot. There was a hat issue.
Carrie had a look in mind and she was not giving it up, but I got it. We did.
We're
we did
here.
good.
We're here, and we made it.
Transitioned.
Yep. And so I kind of wish though we got like the bloopers before the show.
Oh my
because
God.
that
I did get a little bit of a video.
Okay,
Okay.
because that was like everything. I mean, to get us to here where we are now,
That's
Right.
that was like we came in hot.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah,
Quite frankly, I'm exhausted.
I'm exhausted and I'm burning up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're going to
Like-
have to, the coat has to come off, it has to come on, it's
Yeah.
hot, it's cold.
Right,
happened.
another
This
part
is
of
coming
the,
off,
yeah,
yeah.
another
you
part
gotta
of
take it
my look that they want to take off. Like I had a hat on, the hat's off. Now my coat, I don't have a good tank top underneath.
I will
to
say,
wear.
though, the hat was stunning. I'm a big hat fan, and I go back to a traditional hat with the brim myself. I love that you were wearing it. It was
You
awesome.
know, you did talk about your small head.
So I do have a small head, so the headphones were a little bit of an issue.
Right, but I was surprised that you were able to find a hat that fits you so nicely because I also suffer from a small head.
I do too.
I think the three of us might have small heads.
I do not.
Well, you don't understand the struggle it is.
I don't.
Well, my trick, because
Yes.
I go to the women's section always first for
Okay,
hats.
brilliant.
They usually have the same things, especially if we're talking athletic.
Right.
And then from there, kids section.
Really?
Oh
Yep.
my God, the
In
kids section.
Amazon kids. Amazon kids.
Wow.
Yep, always
Yep.
fits the best.
But when you, as a person
Brilliant.
with a small head, find a hat that works, you rock that hat.
Yeah, you
because
wear it
They're
because-
far and few between. So
So
when
far.
you
Yes.
find one that fits, it's a thing. It's a thing. I tried to show you guys today, but you know what? Next time.
Well, you
lesson
did,
learned.
but, you know, we'll just, once you take the headphones off, then...
I
you
know.
can take a
Somebody
look.
needs to invent a hat with two holes on the side
Right?
so that when you put your headphones on, you're all set.
Yeah.
You still have the brim.
I feel like that would be weird.
I don't.
Until you turned.
I mean,
I'm
Please
more
take
like,
the
can we
hat
have smaller headphones? Like, I mean, can I just
did
like,
those not fit?
Carrie
I mean-
did ask for earbuds.
I mean, I did. I don't know how this stuff works. Like, I mean, I like secretly always want to be doing this, and that's like my private life with just myself, and I'm always on like a show. But if I was to
Like,
really
not
do
recorded,
this,
we know that.
no, not recorded. It's in my own head, and it would be amazing if I ever did it. But I
well,
mean,
here you are. Let it out.
let it out. So yeah,
Be you.
I would need some small. I mean, because I want a lot of different looks. So like this situation limits my looks.
Oh, you can't do anything. I was worried my curls were going to flop.
Yeah,
After I take the headphones off,
Yeah.
my hair is going to be
Yeah.
terrible.
it's
The
done.
top is going to be like,
Ugh.
It's done for the day.
I told you, Meredith. Meredith said no.
I mean, I feel
I'm
like you're
with
going to
two
take them
professionals
off
here.
and go like this.
You
and
give
it's
it a
gonna
fluff,
look
flip it
fabulous.
upside down.
I mean,
You'll be good.
Meredith has volume for days, so
She
like
does.
she doesn't understand our struggles. I
She
mean,
doesn't.
Meredith could wear headphones
so much
all
hair.
day,
Right.
and her hair
So
would
much
still
hair.
not look flat.
Nobody really likes blowing it out, I think, because of that.
Oh, I love
it
to.
takes like...
You
35
just never
minutes.
have me blow it up. That's why.
My
Change
mother
your
had
world.
hair
I
like
do
that.
get jelly at Carey in there
You
every time
probably
I
don't-
see her, and I was like, oh
Oh my
she gets
God,
her hair
Amy
done
would
every
not care if you
week.
came to me for a blowout. She'd probably be happy with her RA. She would be like, "Okay, yup, go ahead."
It's fine. You should do a once a week blowout because you're
100%.
here.
I am moving.
Right?
I'm starting to move
100%.
towards
Meredith,
even that mindset.
yes.
When I saw you in there, I was like, "Oh, this is
That's
brilliant."
a perfect segue too.
Yes.
And Amy wouldn't care.
No, she wouldn't at
loves
all.
that.
Yeah,
You know, it's
yeah.
a community.
Yes.
So.
Right.
It's community, but it's also a necessity in life. Like, once a week blowouts are like, it saves you so much time on the
Enormous.
daily.
Yes.
And then your hair just looks fab. Like,
Yes.
every day you wake up, it's like, each day gets a little less.
Yes.
But the time you're ready for like, oh, it's my
But it's still
appointment
smooth.
today.
I couldn't
and
do
cold
it.
Yeah.
and-
I can't do it.
We
I
could-
would love to.
How often do you wash your hair?
Every few days.
That's okay. Like you could do, like if you did a blowout, say on Wednesday or Thursday, that gets you through the weekend at least. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then you deep condition on the other day, Sunday maybe, Monday, deep condition.
What do you mean?
And
deep
then you,
condition?
girl, that could be a whole episode on its own. But yeah, deep
Well,
condition
the difficult part for me was always the workouts. So, but my workouts these days
But-
are not so sweaty.
But if you think about that, though, too, I always say this and I always come back to it. With a boar bristle brush, when we're working out, we're exceeding more of a salty sweat, right?
Yeah,
like it's
right.
not an oily sweat, it's
Yeah.
more of a salty sweat.
Yeah.
So if you let that naturally dry in your hair, or even like if you have to go somewhere right away or whatever, I recommend blow drying your wherever you get sweaty, all of that with cool. Blow dry it in and then take a boar bristle brush from literally from the part from where you felt oily and
Yeah.
bring it right through the ends. It won't be oily anymore. It's actually going to soak up some of the oils that were already there from sleeping the night before.
Yep. So
It's just a whole different way to look at it, but it makes so much sense.
really does.
And it's so true. It's so true.
Brilliant.
So I'm raising my hand because I want the spoon. So I trained marathons through weekly blowouts.
Really?
She
So
did.
so I have a whole dry shampoo as your best friend.
Yeah.
Like, it's a whole thing that's still faster.
I never knew how to use a dry shampoo
Yes.
because
Oh.
my hair doesn't get oily. So
Right.
I never knew how to use it.
Yeah.
And when I use it,
And
my
most
hair
people
looks
don't
gray.
know how to use anything.
Oh, gray? Oh, yeah.
now we have brown ones. We have so
Oh.
we
Yeah,
could,
but no, but why did it come out gray?
because it's like if you just got like a regular dry shampoo, like say Baptista, it's a good one.
Right.
But if you spray that on anyone's root, sorry, I had like a little. If you spray that on anyone's root, it's going to be literally baby powder spraying onto their root. And so what you have to do is take a brush it through. It will dissolve a little, but your hair is so dark that it's not going to dissolve enough where you feel comfortable, and then you defeated the purpose. But if you have something that has brown in it and do the same thing, done. And it makes your hair look fuller.
All right, so if you guys get nothing out of today,
I have to go get brown.
You're on a weekly blow dry. You're on a weekly
AKG.
blow dry.
Brunette,
Yeah.
dry shampoo.
Dry
you would
shampoo.
be
Where do I get this?
obsessed.
I mean-
I'll grab it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't carry it at the salon, so you even get it at my cost.
That's amazing.
I don't
This
even
whole
know what to say or do.
conversation- Right? It is.
I'm like, in
It'll
tears.
change your life. It'll change your life.
I mean, like,
All I care
I
about
get
is my
everybody
hair.
to
I mean-
once a week blow drying. My mom has very long, stringy, oily
Thin,
hair.
fine
Thin.
hair,
Like,
yeah.
just not the ideal hair. She goes 2 weeks now. She was an everyday washer.
I actually have gone 2 weeks if I have to miss a blow dry because
She
Kyle
doesn't
and
wash in between.
I don't wash in between. And so I can tell you on day like
don't even know what to say.
13,
What?
I still look like I could walk out of a salon. If I do a little dry shampoo, maybe a little bit of a curl here and there. Girls.
And anyone can get there. I don't care. There's been
Right.
so many people that were like, because I'm at the same time, I'm usually selling a brush at the same time. I keep everything that I sell, especially tools and stuff like that, very low.
Yeah.
Because I want people to have them. But I always, I have an issue with selling people because I never want someone to feel sold
Pressured,
or,
right,
pressured, right?
right.
But the brush makes the biggest difference, and
Oh my
they come in their next appointment and they're like, "I've gone a week without washing my hair," and they're like, "I'm blown away."
This is big information.
Huge in my world right
Yeah.
now.
I mean, for both of you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, both of you.
Yes.
Like, I'm telling you,
And you,
Meredith,
Meredith,
with your volume.
you would benefit from that brush taking your oils that you're creating, because your scalp is still creating oils
Right.
even though you can go a long time.
Right.
Your hair would be almost like a natural keratin treatment on your hair after 3 weeks.
I think Meredith only needs to wash her hair once a month.
I mean, like,
she could
I
go
mean,
2
okay,
weeks.
I-
She
oh,
could
she's
go
a
2
2-weeker.
weeks.
2
Easy.
weeks. I can't believe that.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, Meredith's a busy
Start
lady.
yeah,
so she
start
can
regular
start with
blowouts
it.
and then
Yeah.
we'll grow it because then
Yeah.
you don't have to
That's
deal
it.
with it.
You will book regular blowouts.
Well, so I had cut last year. I did
Yeah.
like the longer bob, if you will, and I loved it. And then I wanted to change, and probably 3 weeks. Last time I was with Amy, I was like, I don't like my hair.
Yeah.
And she was like, just wait until February because you're in between, and we're gonna book then. And so then
That's always
when
a hard conversation.
It was like I was like,
Because when you're ready, when someone's at that point and they come in and they're just like, they might be growing or they might have not had a haircut last time and they're hating it. Their first thought is, I've had it short before. I'll just go short. It's easier. I
So
know I
true.
love it. But
Big
as soon as you
mistake.
go short, you can't pull it up. You have to style it every day.
Yes.
Short hair is so much more maintenance than long hair.
And people, there's
And
a big stigma around that because
long
people
hair
think
looks
that.
short hair looks good on some people, but long hair looks good on everybody.
Well,
with the right
Meredith has,
haircut.
I don't know if you listened to our last podcast, Meredith has an issue with older women with long hair. She
Well,
doesn't
get
want to
over it.
see.
Literally,
She doesn't.
I have clients
But-
in their 70s that have hair.
Meredith
past their
doesn't
boobs.
want to see this gorgeous hair, right, from the back.
And what, you
then,
turn around
Yes.
and
Yes.
that's never a thing.
Meredith made
There
us
was-
feel
What was
horrible
that
about
in?
ourselves.
What was that in?
I
That
don't
was
know.
in something.
It's been a fear of mine since I was, honest to God, 20 years old. And
They-
because that's what Laura Lee told me. She's like, when we were 20.
All right, so
I hate
And
that.
poor Laura Lee
that's
had adorable
when-
braids. Like, I mean,
Ladies, that's where I come into play because
Well-
you would need to be on the Fountain of Youth train, right?
Well, that too.
And so, like,
too.
at
Yes.
70, are you really going to look 70? No.
no.
If
you don't
you're-
have to.
You don't have to. And you want to age gracefully, right?
Right.
So, like, I mean, I always say to my clients, being the esthetician and in the industry for like 17 years, like, I'm a solo practitioner, right? But I know so many people in the industry. If I don't do it, I will refer you to the best of the best.
Yep.
And you just tell me how far you want to go. We're all on
What do you
this-
mean, how far?
How far?
What are you
Like,
talking about?
I'm talking about, like, we're on the fountain. I call it the Fountain of
Okay,
Youth train.
so use me as an example.
Okay.
So when was the last time I had the facial with you?
Exactly. So
Like,
I was thinking that today walking in
months?
it. Yeah, not consistent.
that's
and
terrible.
so it's not
It
going
was
to give you the
legit,
results
and
that
I
she's
go
like,
every
You're not
3
getting
weeks.
the results
So
you want.
I'm putting
Meredith.
my makeup on today, thinking of Carey coming on, and I'm like, oh my God, I feel like I'm putting makeup on
Never
a
feel
corpse
insecure
right now.
about being around somebody in
No,
the beauty
I don't feel
industry,
insecure, but I was
ever.
like, she told me because I was putting my makeup on the
Which
last
you
few times
do
I
a
put it on-
beautiful job with your
But
makeup.
I
she
felt like
always looks well put together.
I felt
We're
like I was
not-
putting it on a corpse. You know what I mean?
you
and
just
I'm
feel
like,
dry. You feel like you
It's-
need,
yes,
yeah.
And,
Oh, yeah.
and I think it's
Moisture in
because
our
the
skin.
facials, right? That you were like, you
100%.
need to be coming in. And
So I always say it's not just me, we're a team. And
Yeah.
so it's what I do when you're on the bed in my room, that stuff I can do that you can't necessarily do at home because you have to be, licensed to do those things. But the biggest piece, what people forget, is you have to do your part at home. And so I can sell you and give you all the facials in the world, but I wouldn't do that because I'm honest and I'm result driven, right? So like if you're not doing your part at home and have a good home skincare routine, then don't bother coming and get facials once
Can
a
we
year.
talk about toner?
Yeah, let's talk about toner.
I don't use toner.
Toners. You
So-
don't use toner.
Carey was like,
Why? Am I supposed to use toner?
Yeah.
I mean, like everyone in the world should use toner. Like,
Everyone in
it's-
the world.
I know.
It literally, my regimen is what? Toner,
No, cleanse.
cleanse, tone.
Okay. Cleanse.
At a minimum, every human should cleanse, tone, and moisturize. If you are not doing those three things, and I'm talking about like when you cleanse, it strips your skin, which is what it's supposed to do. Changes the pH. If you don't rebalance it with a toner, forget the rest of your skincare routine. Toning is so important and it rebalances. It's so,
I
I
always
know.
felt like it was gimmicky. But
So-
it's when Carey was like, no, girl.
How do you put toner on?
I mean,
Not
many-
the cotton ball.
I mean,
I
no, you
spray it
can
on.
spray
Oh,
it.
yeah. I like a spray.
If it doesn't come in a spray, I just use like the travel spray bottles, or I pour it into like something old that I have. But always just spray it
Or,
on.
I
and
mean-
then you
I
can
think
dab
of
it if
that.
you want, but I don't.
I mean, it's
Wait,
all,
are we
it-
doing this twice a day?
I'm a
rec-
1 a day person, and I feel like I have pretty
Your
good
skin is amazing.
Yeah, the
Thank
two
you.
of you, it's like
I
dewy
know.
and supple.
No
and
kidding,
young
the
and
two of
gorgeous.
you.
I've been getting Botox since I was 19.
Stop it.
I had so I had the funnest salon owner when I first stepped onto the floor. He was like this fun big gay man, but he was a nurse and his husband was a doctor. What does that tell you? You can order, he can write prescriptions. And so he would sit us all down and he'd be like, you little, you need whatever, preventative Botox. And I'm just...
That's a thing too, preventative Botox.
Very. So I'm so glad that I did it. But he would charge us a flat rate and we could do whatever we wanted. And he was a little excessive. So I feel like it just started that way, and then I loved how I looked, and it's become
you look
something
fabulous.
that I have to do.
I'm petrified of
there's no
Botox.
wrinkles.
What's the fear?
You are?
The botulism.
Why?
Wow.
I mean, here's the thing, girlfriend. You got to go to people you trust.
That's it.
And if
There's
you trust...
only a few places that I would recommend. Carey's, does she work for you? Like, how does that work?
So I'm a solo practitioner, but I have a nurse that works for me, and then, like I said, I refer out. I'm not afraid to give people business that I'm not getting a kickback from. I just really want people to look and feel their best, right? So my recommendations, I take really, I take a lot of pride in them because I do a lot of research. So if I'm referring you and you trust me as your esthetician, know that the recommendations that I am making, you're in good hands.
Right.
And if you're not in good hands and you have a bad experience, also know that
She
I will
will take
follow
care of
up
it.
and I will take care of that.
You will
That's
risk them a new...
I've gotten text messages from her.
AIDS. Yep.
Yeah.
AIDS
Like a bad
double
home inspector.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like in anything. Like
Right.
I will let you know. Like,
Yeah.
There should be like a Carey's list, not Angie's list, Carey's list, because her recommendations
Well,
always
I
come through.
personally am just afraid of Botox.
What makes you
Stephanie,
scared of
I
it?
never knew this in my whole life.
Yeah, but honestly, I don't... Oh, yeah, I'm petrified.
You just had elective eye surgery.
Well, that's not Botox. So that was just some surgery.
Was that for the lids?
Yeah, I did the lids
amazing.
and I did my
can't.
bags.
I want to do that.
Oh my god, and you look amazing. I didn't know what it was before. I would need to see.
Well,
before
so
and
the
after
doctor's
picture.
like, they're not gonna know what you did because it's refreshing.
Yeah.
So
Did you have a hooded lid?
Well, yeah, I had the hooded lid and the bags.
and the fat that came out.
Oh,
yeah.
when I went into Dr. Katrinka, I sat down. She was best of Boston 10 times. She just does eyes here, and she goes to Naples, I think. So I sat down, and she said to me, "Your bags are delicious." And I said, "Excuse me? No one has ever called my bags delicious." And she said, "You are going to get the most amazing results." I said, "I'm in."
Good.
And so I did it.
Okay, so you're open to fixing things.
Well, so
and blah,
right,
blah,
but
blah.
I'm just
She'd rather
afraid,
go under the knife.
No,
I mean,
I'm afraid of things in my body, injections in my body.
So with Botox,
Only because
right?
it's botulism.
Well, think about Botox
they
though.
use
It only
it, though.
travels like what? 0.002, like.
So it's
And my friends, everyone that
listen.
does it looks gorgeous.
Okay, but here's the deal. This is where I put people into, I put it into perspective.
Yeah.
So it's used for medicinal purposes. Doctors use it to cure migraines. My
sweaty
daughter.
armpits.
Yep. I mean,
many
there's
things.
so many things that it's used for. If it was that bad in the medical world, I really don't feel like they would use it to cure certain ailments. Like my daughter, at 3 years old, I had to inject Botox into her external sphincter muscle. Girl was constipated from the day she came out of my belly. And so I went to Mass General 3 times for her. So if I'm going to put it in my daughter, because the top GI doctors feel that strongly about it working.
Wow.
I know I have a friend whose daughter has spastic quadriplegic cerebral palsy. They use it for those patients that literally have spasms.
That
It
makes so much
releases
sense.
their muscles.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I guess
Right.
my thing is if I feel very comfortable, yes, you can go on the botulism, the whole, down that rabbit hole and be all scared and whatever. But at the end of the day, I feel like it's been around so long, and the side effects are really so minimum that, if it really
I would
makes
say
a
the
difference.
results outweigh the side effects.
I'm
And
not
you
gonna
wouldn't
brag.
feel that way after you got it done one time.
I'm not going to brag, but I did go to a Botox party, and she goes, "You don't need Botox."
See?
But then she goes, "You need eye surgery."
Well,
And you were
honestly,
like,
we like
"Sign me
honesty.
up."
And all
You
I
have
did was,
bangs.
I'm like, "Sorry, girls, I don't need Botox.
That's the thing.
I just need eye surgery."
You have bangs too,
And
so
I have
that's
bangs.
another thing too.
Exactly.
And you could certainly go around
But
your
my
eyes,
it's
around
not that
your lips.
it's not that bad.
It's not bad.
It's not
You
hard.
would
bad.
need such a little bit, such a small amount.
I just need like a titch.
Literally.
A titch. And actually, looking at you with the bangs and the whole thing, I mean, my just professional what I would say that you
Yes.
can benefit from, maybe a little cheek filler.
Oh,
Why don't we lift
yes.
these
Well,
bad boys out a
well,
little
yes.
bit?
This, yes, because of this.
Fill in
Yeah.
here, and it would get rid of this line that you have coming
Well,
down
this
here.
is still, it's going to take a year.
Yeah,
That's
no,
still
it is
from
a while,
my
but it's
surgery.
still
But the
pretty
filler
awesome.
but
will
this,
bring it to...
but this, I don't like
No,
this.
but I will say, as
Filler.
gravity comes
Filler.
on,
Oh,
right, as we age,
you don't think
it
I'm
goes into-
petrified of filler?
Oh, that's true, too. What about the threads?
Oh, the threads. I mean, at that point,
The threads
You
with
know what I bought, you guys?
So-
I bought the tape.
Okay.
But I haven't
that's
used
like
it.
a lot of work. That's like,
It's a
I
lot.
get
I
eyelash
don't use that as a
extensions because
makeup
I
artist.
can't be doing those. Like,
I
I
know.
can't be doing falsies like every day. I know
Yeah.
people that do.
The
but
false
I'm like,
eyelashes.
yeah, so like I want to wake up and have them be there. Do you really want to tape your face every day?
No,
That sounds like
I
a
don't
lot of
do
work.
it. I don't. That's why. Right. I just
Yeah.
did the eyes. 'Cause that's it.
Right, so Kyle and I have this conversation. Well, we have it actually all the time, and I actually shared it with him. So one of my clients, she put things in perspective for me because I was like, oh man,
Our
this week,
clients.
our clients. So I was like, oh my god, this week I have lashes, I have my hair, I have my brows, I have so many things, but you do all those things, right? And you make time to do the weekly appointments or bi-weekly or monthly or even some of them are yearly, whatever they are. So you wake up to be high maintenance to be low maintenance. I can get ready in 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like,
I can
legit.
be up, showered,
Wow.
and out my
Yep,
door in
5
15
minutes because everything's
Wow.
just done.
You're
Everything's
right. You're
done.
ready to go.
Done.
And I do love the lashes.
I love them
know,
too.
But
I mean, I
right,
couldn't
right.
go
It's the
without 'em.
commitments.
Yeah.
It's the nails because I
It's the
have to do.
commitment.
So it's the nail. It's the whole thing.
It's
Meredith,
the hair.
where are you on all of this?
I'm
But
at
if you
Like,
had
where do you
lashes,
stay?
you wouldn't have to do
I'm
the
3.5
the eyeliner.
weeks for my hair, and I went to Amy forever.
Really?
Oh yeah, I've known Amy. Yeah, how many
She's
years
such a
and years and
sweetheart.
years and years?
Well, so
Such a
I
sweetheart.
love her.
I know. Meredith said she's high maintenance. So how? What do you do that's high maintenance?
All of it.
Well,
all of it.
So do we, but it's high maintenance to be low
Same that you
maintenance.
guys do.
But do
High
you wake
maintenance
up
to be
every
low
day and like
maintenance.
feel like you have to put a full face of makeup on?
Yes.
Or you have
No, Meredith,
Really?
you ran out last week
you
because
have lashes?
Sam Godfrey called you.
Yes.
You had to run out for an emergency
Yes.
inspection. You
Yes.
said you had 5 minutes to get ready.
Yeah.
Then you came to work and you looked fabulous.
So what
And-
I did there, because I have the rosacea that Carey was like, girl, you got to get this checked out. And so I did. And she was like, it's not enough for you to really do anything significant. Just keep wearing your makeup. But I, unless I'm exercising out, like,
Yeah.
I put a face on.
Yeah.
It may not be a full,
Right.
but like that
Lighter
day was a
product,
foundation,
whatever, yeah.
mascara.
you were
Oh,
ready
yeah.
to go.
Yeah, but I can do quick. Like I'm
If
with
you
you
did
quick.
the facials though every month,
That's what I need.
you
I
probably
feel like it's
wouldn't
Alright.
my
feel the
life.
need
I
for
need
the
a facial every
foundation.
month.
Yeah,
I'm booking.
It's one of those things.
I'm booking.
You're
I go
booking.
every
Look
3
at you.
weeks.
Stephanie will be on board
Yeah.
I
before
need
we
it.
know
I need
it.
everything.
Well,
you know-
you actually don't, but it just.
Yeah,
But to
you're
feel
beautiful.
like both of you are gorgeous,
But
and you
anyone
always
can
look well
benefit
put
from these
together.
things.
Everyone can, and it definitely saves time in the daily. So like, I've never been one of those people. Did something just happen? I feel like something shut off.
I feel
Oh.
like
Heating.
I know.
Oh, is it the?
I feel
oh,
like my
thank
massager
God.
went off.
I know. I was like,
Right,
oh
because
my
usually
God.
my bed massager makes that noise.
Right, I was like, all of a sudden.
I'm with you
I miss
on
the
these
noise.
regulars, but I think you get to a certain point in your life where you know you don't want to live without that, right? So as you get older, now I don't want to not have my nails done, and just today, I typically wait until I go and I just go. But now today I'm stuck with 2 fingernails that aren't done, and
It's driving you crazy.
It's driving me crazy. I'm hiding my hands. And so now this morning I was like, you know what? I'm just going to book that every 2 weeks. In my mind, I'm going to put it in my calendar that's when I'm going to go.
Yep.
And that way you get to that point exactly like you're saying, where you're regimented. It's booked just like I book with Amy before I leave. Once I started doing that, it was like a maturing process to say,
It's
no, I'm
one of
not
those
going to
things.
just wait. I book before I leave. And that was a maturity thing. I mean, it was no different than like your oil change in your car or whatever you do at home where you just book that. And so now I'm at the point where my skin is, I always had great skin. I didn't spend a ton of time in the sun.
You still have
and
great skin.
It's,
You do.
no, it's good, but
No, you do.
I'm going to be 50, and I think that
fat.
I can really benefit from a regular facial. Because when I was putting my
100%.
makeup on, I don't want it like
Yes.
I'm putting it on.
No.
Like it was yucky.
We
No,
don't
you-
want flaky skin.
But you have
And
to
like
book
the thing
it.
with
You have
the
to book
facials
it
with
and
Carey,
commit.
I have to say, as a client, I'm your client. She doesn't like make me strip down and all of that. I mean, I see other people. We'll
Strip
talk
down?
about that. Yeah, like I want
We have
be
to take our
naked and
clothes
my-
off for a
my
facial?
shoulders massaged.
And so I can do
she's
that.
very
But
targeted. When you go in to see it for a facial with her, you have typically an hour or whatever it is. You'll leave 10 minutes early, but you will feel like you were just taken care of so well, and you also got so many things done. So it's not necessarily going to be your spa facial, but you're gonna leave with dermaplaning. You're gonna leave with your pores cleaned out.
I did.
You're
It was
gonna leave
amazing.
with like maybe some hydration pushed back into your skin, a
my
mask,
God. Oh,
a
I'm
peel.
so excited.
Like it's
I
so
left
much
and I was
that
like,
you leave
oh
with.
Well, that's it. Am I going to be tired and I have to go home and go to bed?
No.
I didn't
No,
feel tired.
Because
No.
she doesn't
Just
put you in that
relax.
relaxing state.
Right.
Like
So
it is relaxing,
Right.
But for me, it's painful. I scream at her half the time.
so
through my
a lot of
facials.
people do, and they come in
Oh, yeah.
knowing what they're going to get. But here's the thing:
she's
I
good.
can
Well, because they got to
do-
get some
That's
of the
thing.
things out.
Or
Right,
microneedling.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
That's
I
a
can
whole different
do
thing.
both. I can do the like I
tell
like
it's
to call it
microneedling.
like the fluff and buff. But at the end of the day, I'm real and I'm also results driven.
Yeah.
And like all of that stuff is great. And if you just want to come in and like have a little bit of like the let me get in the pores type of deal and blah blah blah, and you want
essentials.
more of like the fluff and the massage. I mean, I'm really good at massaging. Like I definitely can do all of that. I'm just I'm a middle aged, right? I'm getting to middle age. I understand our age group. I understand we're result driven. I also understand we're on a time limit, right?
Yep.
I mean, fitting these appointments in is not easy. Who the hell wants 75 appointments in their week? I don't. I have kids. I got so many things going on, but some of them are crucial and that you have to do. So I just want to like get in and get out, like, but know that I'm getting in and getting out with like,
I like that.
a whole different like,
Right.
like you feel like you got your time worth, like your
Right.
money's
100%.
worth, like
Your money's worth.
yeah,
I
like
mean,
you don't
Yes.
question why you come to me and be like,
Right.
oh, I have Carey this week. It's like, oh shit, I have Carey this
and you
week.
don't
That's
ask
great.
what you're getting done. You know that once you lay down what you need to get done, if she doesn't dermaplane you that time, it's because you didn't need it. And she
Oh.
probably did a peel instead.
I
Or,
like that.
Like there's just don't
So I
question
just come
it,
in and I'm
lay
like,
down.
you do what you need to do.
Literally.
That's what I do.
Literally.
So you don't book, I want a certain
No.
thing.
Yeah, no. So
Right,
that,
because
like,
what do I know? I don't know anything about my skin.
right, so that's why I had to work for myself.
I wish
Because I'm
everyone
like-
would know that.
But it's the same thing. It's the same thing with our business with real estate, right?
Right.
The parents come in, or the cousin, or the friend, and they come to the home inspection, and they know what the house is worth. They know whatever.
they know everything.
They don't know. They
They
know
don't
what the
know.
market's doing. They don't
And if
know.
they did, they wouldn't be there with you. They would be
Exactly.
doing it on
They
their
don't
own.
know, folks. Don't sell your house on your own.
Don't
Yeah,
do
don't
anything
do
you're
that.
not qualified
Even if you
in
feel
on
like
your
you know,
own.
don't
You don't
do
have
it.
to call me, but call someone.
Don't
please.
call it your own hair.
Don't call it your own
You
hair.
got dermaplane
I
your own
mean, don't.
skin.
The messages I get
don't.
that are like, I saw a micro needle for the home, and I'm like, girl, no. I mean, like, I don't know what to tell you, but like, I had to go to like get a school, and like, I mean, do you honestly think that I would have to do all this for you to be able to do it at home?
That's
Exactly.
it.
Like, I mean, do you
Right.
really think the results are going to be the same? But I really
Right.
have clients and like friends or like random people in my life that will text me and be like, hey, what do you think about this? I'm like,
No.
"Oh,
Now
here's what I
let's
think,
talk
but you
about
do."
lashes though, because I do put my own lashes on when I feel like it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't.
Like
do
a
it.
I
strip
haven't-
lash?
I
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah,
I've tried
easy,
the
you know,
magnetic.
daily.
I've tried it all.
I don't love
can't
the
do
magnetic, but
I don't love the magnetic.
it. I can't do
either.
anything.
if you do strip lashes, if
I don't
you're
know
new, I
how.
would cut them in half, and
I
it's
can't.
easier to place them.
I don't know how.
Oh, well, I can show you.
I mean, I can too.
But you have them professionally put on.
Yeah.
Yep. So our
Every-
friend Cassie at
They
Bella
look very natural.
Thank you. I've been doing lashes for years just because I feel like it's one of those things. Like if someone called me and were like, you need to be here in a half hour, I'm like, I want my brows done, which are
I love your
microbladed.
brows, yeah.
Thank you. Microbladed. I've referred a ton of people to my friend at Boston Brow. And
I'm a mess.
My brows are tattooed 13 years now.
How
They look
long?
so
How long do your
good.
lashes last?
so I'm pretty anal in type A. So, I mean, I probably could go 3 weeks because I'm a really good, like, client
Yeah.
and I clean them
Her
and I know
retention
how
is
to do
wild.
it. Yeah, my retention is, like, on point, but I like to go every 2 weeks because at the same time, I feel like when you're in the industry, right, and you have these things, they always need to look fresh and good.
And you're making the referrals. You want
Yeah.
to
Yes.
So
for 2
like,
weeks.
Yeah.
I have clients though that go to my friend to her place. They either go to her or to somebody else there, and they go every 3 weeks, and it works for them.
I go
That
every
seems
week.
like okay. So
And,
I
and
feel
then
like
he goes every week. So,
So
there you
my
go.
appointment though, because I do
Excuse me?
every okay. So
What?
Wait a minute,
all
wait a
about
minute.
a barter.
Wait a minute. Let's tell those that are listening why. Because
So
everybody
I'm a
knows
male.
that, like, the girl who woke up, maybe she was up way too late, partied a little too much, and her eyelashes are all clumped. And stuck together and going in different directions.
Yeah.
We know. And so that's what I don't want to look like.
It will
Ever.
never happen to you.
Ever.
And
If
that's
you
why you go 2
properly-
weeks.
if you
That's why
properly
you
take
go
care of
1
them.
week,
If
right?
you
Because
you could
you
go
don't wanna
3
be
weeks
that.
and that wouldn't happen to you either if you properly took care of them.
I don't
The
know.
biggest thing with lashes is people are scared to wash them because they think that your lashes are going to fall off.
Yep.
But it's completely
It's the opposite. You have
your
to wash
oils
them.
will settle into. I can always tell when I sit someone down and I can see that they have lashes. The first thing that I look at is their eyelid, because if their eyelid is flaky, it tells me that they don't wash their lashes.
That's
and even though because I'm not
disgusting.
in,
It's actually yucky.
it's
yeah.
they're clean, but they're not. They don't actually rub the soap down. Like the soap might drip over.
Now
drip
I'm
over.
going to be looking at everyone's lashes, looking for
So
flakes.
if you see flaky,
You don't
by
wash
the
your
lash
eyelashes.
line, you're not washing right. So
You're
yeah.
not washing your eyelashes
So
either.
I will, and that's exactly, it's not my bit. Well, I'm in the business, but it's not what I
Now,
do.
why
but
do you
I
go
always tell
weekly?
everybody. So weekly, this is my thing. It's a barter, so I love a barter.
Okay.
She comes to me every week for her hair. It's also one of my best friends, Carey's being one of them too, but.
How many
We're
best
like a-
friends do you
I
have?
have 4.
Oh.
But we're all actually all best friends, I feel.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Besides my friend Karen,
Right.
but you would love her.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but like me, him, and Cassie are like a threesome.
Yeah, it's basically a threesome.
Okay. Got it.
And like the most, like,
Perfect way.
like PG
so-
kind of way.
Yeah, I love that.
So when Carey and I first met, she came to this awful place that I was renting a
But yeah,
chair
this is a
at
really funny story, guys.
while they were building Kyle Willis Beauty for me. Originally, I was going to be in a different space than where I am now. I was just going to be a 1-chair unit.
Wonder.
And I was excited for that and whatever. But then I started at another salon just in between. I left a very toxic space and so I was at this not a salon that I would ever be caught dead in, but they gave me a home and I was very appreciative.
Very
And
nice.
she was really nice.
She was.
Oh my god,
so
she
nice.
was a
Lori
love.
was a love.
Lori was a love.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it was really
It was a good situation.
It was your stepping stone.
Yeah, it was awesome, and it pushed me to having what I have now. Kyle Willis Beauty, the whole thing, the salon and all of that. So
mega
that was,
salon.
well, it's not a mega salon. I never want it to be. That can be another episode on its own. But Carey walked in, and I was not taking new clients for about 2 years, especially because I was at this place. But I was a one-man show. So it was about 2 years and I was adamant you couldn't have gotten into my chair if you were the Pope.
Wow.
Yep. But Carey had her friend Joanne
Hi,
message
Jojo.
me. Hi,
You guys know Jojo.
Yes.
Joanne
you know,
Young.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just talked to her the other
Yeah.
day.
Oh my god.
yes.
You know
and
Jojo?
yesterday.
I know the name.
So
Okay,
could you
so-
say no to JoJo?
No, but we met face to
You
face
need
for the
JoJo
first
in your
time.
life.
Really?
Like I feel like she's
JoJo,
been part
call
of my
me.
circle.
Wait, when
JoJo,
you
call
walked the
Steph.
other day?
Stop.
Face to
508,
face was our first
816.
face to face meeting.
And
Oh my
you
god,
went walking?
seriously?
She's been part of my sphere. Like we both laughed. We were like, "This is actually the first time that we've met face to face."
Do I
Oh
need
my
to look her up
God.
on Facebook?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Joanne
right
Young.
now. Yo,
You'll know
Joanne
it.
Young Woods.
Yeah.
Woods Young.
Woods.
Woods Young.
Woods Young.
Woods Young. She's a blessing in anyone's life.
Literally one of the
Salt
oh
of
my
the
gosh,
earth. Like,
salt of the
Oh
earth.
my God.
Amazing.
Anyway, so go ahead.
Okay.
So now that you know JoJo,
Yeah.
would you be able to say no to JoJo?
No.
Right. I didn't even know the
Really?
woman. She sent me a message on
Can people say no to
Messenger.
Positive light.
So
A positive light. So she
Before-
sent me a
wait.
message on Messenger.
me?
before
Oh, she's lovely.
But why
She's
beautiful.
beautiful.
But she sent the message because I found Kyle.
I was getting there.
Okay, you were? I didn't
Yeah.
know.
All right. Well,
Got
I felt
to.
like you were okay. All right.
I just
all right.
added
Got
her
me.
as a friend.
Oh, love.
Messaged
Yep.
me on Facebook, and she was like, "You look like you would really know how to handle my hair." JoJo does have a bit of a texture issue with her hair, and
What do you
like
mean?
if you can't, there's texture in her hair. So if you don't know how to blow dry correctly, properly for that type of hair, it's not going to last. It's not going to. You might leave the salon looking good, but if there's moisture in the air after 30 minutes, it's just going to expand. But the way that I blow dry, that would never happen. It's going to be glass until you wash it.
So JoJo and I were getting blow dries, following each other around, recommending people for like 5 years
Prior to finding Kyle, FYI.
And
So
I
this has
don't
been
even-
like a thing. We were actually going to do a tutorial on like how to maintain a blow dry when you sweat. It's still coming, and she'll laugh when she hears this because, and actually, Janelle, who is a friend of ours, has been waiting for this tutorial for like years. It's now become a running joke. We just need to do the tutorial. But anyways, yes. So we are on like a blow dry, like weekly thing for like 5 years.
They're a blow dry duo. So, messaged me, and so I went through her page. She was so nice in her message. Normally it would have been a hard no. Like, I would have said it in a kind way, of course, but I was not, especially in this place, I was very not embarrassed to be there because that's crazy. But
didn't
it just
represent your
wasn't,
style.
It didn't represent me, you know?
But his work was still him, so it didn't matter. No one cares.
And I was baffled because I feel like I pulled everything off of online, so I don't know how they found me. It had to have been on a forum somewhere or a recommendation from Facebook from like forever ago or something. So she reaches out and she came in. I agreed to take her for a blow dry. And then at the end of her, and JoJo is just, I mean, once you have her in your chair for one minute, you just want to like hug her and hold her and just love on her. She's just wonderful. She hits me with a bomb at the end that she has this friend Carey and they're a duo and you have to meet her, you have to blah blah blah. So they played played it right.
Good.
And so then
Good
Carey
job.
came in the next day, I believe.
This is so funny.
Yes.
It's so wild.
So she comes in the next day. JoJo told me nothing about Carey. She didn't say that she was an esthetician. She really told me nothing. She was just like, you're going to love her. And I was like, well, if she's coming from you, I'm 100%.
Right.
Their personalities couldn't be. They're very different, but the most complimentary, I would say, you know?
Yep.
And Carey she comes in, she's sitting down, and I'm like, okay, she's definitely not one of these girls' clients. This is my new client. She had a scarf wrapped up around her neck, and when I say around her neck, it was to her chin. So I walk over,
True story.
Were you cold?
Hi, I'm Kyle. Oh, no, wait. Just wait.
This is the funniest first meeting because I was like, oh.
Am I allowed
my
to swear on here?
Yes.
Okay. So
We love swears.
So
oh my
now,
god, fuck, so do I.
yeah, fuck is my second word.
Oh my god, my poor kids. That's what they like. That was probably their first word.
Yeah, so funny. So I go and I greet her and I bring her. We're walking from where she was to my station, which was probably about 30 feet. So we're at like 15 feet now. They have their full salon going, and I look at her and I said, "Did you just get Kai Bella?"
What?
Oh, you did.
She did. So Kai
And
Bella
you
is the
knew what it
injection.
was.
It makes you terribly swollen, but the results are amazing. I've never done it, but I looked at her and I was like, this scarf is wrapped a little too high. What's going on? And I
What
could
is
see
it?
her lips were done. Her brows were done. She had no wrinkles. I was like, she's a glamour girl. So I asked her.
So side
then
notes.
she goes, shut the fuck up in the middle of the salon so loud. I couldn't believe it. We were dying laughing, but also I was like, oh my God. It was the funniest moment. This is the first time I've met this
So
girl.
literally, I was like, scarf comes off.
Oh yeah, I was like,
I
take
am
that
like
thing off.
bruised and battered. So
It's so
Kai
bad.
Bella. So I had a little bit of a turkey neck, and I was like, shit, like this is not a good look. So Kai Bella, they inject in your turkey neck fat, and it dissolves the fat. But I'm a bruiser. So not only was and you swell for weeks after. It actually, like, when you hate, so
The swelling
the worst
is
part
something
is,
Where's the
crazy.
swelling? Just in your neck?
Oh, yeah, so, like,
you
it's
don't
like-
have a neck.
if you think you have a bad turkey neck, it's like 1,000 times worse. So it's like the most uncomfortable recovery ever because it's like you already
And
hate
it
the
takes
fact
a
you
long
have.
time.
Oh yeah, like 6 weeks. So I literally had not only like a really swollen turkey neck, I also was like completely bruised. So I rocked a scarf for
So it
6
looked like
weeks.
someone had tried to strangle you.
Totally.
Oh my God.
I mean, like, seriously, it was unbelievable. But as soon as he said that, I was like,
take neck from here to here. It was just gone.
it was so bad. So when he ever said that, though, I was like, holy shit, this is a match made in heaven. Ripped
Yep.
the freaking scarf off. He's like, oh my God, girl. And I'm like, it was like from then on. Like,
Yeah,
so him and
literally.
I,
We've
like,
never
from
paid
that,
for a service in
from
each
each
other's
other
chair.
ever.
Oh,
From that day, we determined that we're going to be a barter every,
Yep.
whatever.
Best friends.
So we've never paid each other for a service, no
Ever.
tip, anything.
Anything.
Which I love because even when you like barter, sometimes people want to do tips, and I'm like, no, let's just make it easy. No tips, no nothing. Because we're giving services. Let's just come in and be able to get a service.
And it's not even just the service too, because you have your expertise, so you can look at him and say, this is what you need.
Yeah, that's
and
the
you
thing.
can trust that.
That's the thing.
It's
and
never
I just
been weird.
lost the reason why I knew that she had Kybello is because I came from a very toxic little salon atmosphere, but there was a nurse there that did all of this stuff. And so I lost my nurse at, I lost my nurse. And I was like, oh my God. So Carey sits in my chair only like 3 weeks later, I feel like.
It was meant to
I
be.
just got there and I was like, thank God. It was like.
You manifested her.
Yeah, 100%. 100, yeah. I never
Meredith, you and I have nothing to barter.
No, we don't.
Like, that's so lame.
It kind of is.
But you guys could find people to barter with.
Yeah.
Well,
But what are we going to barter?
I mean, I know. I mean, something.
There's
in the
nothing.
real estate world.
No.
Not really.
No, there's nothing. We got nothing.
We could figure something.
We'll just have to pay.
We're just going to have to think. No. We'll figure something.
Yeah, I mean, there's always a way.
Yeah.
If there's a will,
If
there's a
there's
way.
a will, there's a way.
We just don't know it right now, but it doesn't mean we're not going to know it.
well,
Exactly.
I mean, okay, so let's say if you were putting your house on the market,
Yeah.
I did my damnedest to try to sell it.
And
That's
I
our
would
barter
literally
system.
take you until that happened, without question. Like
Amongst
for me, it's
each
not a
other.
tip for
Oh,
tat
so,
thing.
oh,
It
okay,
never,
I get
it can't be
Within
a tit
our-
for tat with barter.
Within
else
our
it's
own,
weird.
within our own industry, like they're essentially in the same industry, so they can
Right.
barter
But
services.
as like a salon owner, if like I knew that I wanted to one day buy a house, I'm still not sure like what I want to do. I would take you from now until then, have it be 3 years, knowing that you're going to take care of me when I buy my house too. Like that can always be a thing.
Yeah, I mean,
know,
there's
so
always a way.
I'm not getting something out of it right
You
now.
have a barter.
That's the thing. So there you go.
But
know?
You should be buying a house.
Well,
When-
you
we'll
should,
talk about
but you
it.
could, but you would also have the expectation that your client is going to take really good
Take
care
good
of
care
you.
of me, and
You
that's
know?
fine.
But they get paid for their services regardless of whether you would. You wouldn't need to offer any
Not-
barter on that because
right,
they
not
would
to
get
buy.
paid. But you should have the expectation that my client is going to take really good care of me.
Yeah.
I mean, I would.
Well, that's true.
Right?
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, isn't there like a percentage thing? Because don't you guys have flexibility with that? Like,
But
on-
it doesn't impact the client. Like my buyer client wouldn't. If it were a sell, let's say you had a property to sell, sure, you could reduce your
Seller,
fee.
right?
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Sorry,
But the buy
the
side,
seller.
you wouldn't.
Right,
You
Yeah.
would
right,
just
right, right.
want to make sure that, so in this instance, if I were, let's say, representing you on your buy side, yeah, you would want to make sure that I had experience and that I was going to use everything in my tool belt and
Yeah.
knowledge of years to make sure that you were taken care of,
Yeah.
right? But that should be the expectation.
It should be, but that's not always the case. But it
No.
should be 100% going into it. But then, like, going back to what you just said, I'm sure you have a lot of things in your tool belt that I could use, say, for social media or for this or for that.
Right.
And so there are. So
Right.
when you start to think about it, there's
hello,
always things that you
our
guys can offer.
podcast.
The podcast.
The podcast.
Yes. So there's always things that you can offer, and it doesn't need to be a dollar value for
Right.
me. It does. I'm not tit for tat, so it's there's always things.
You're not?
You have a lot in your tool
My
belt.
mother was.
I'm not.
Is that the Jew thing? I mean, I feel like Jews tend to be a little tit for tat.
Why are we like that?
I mean, so like in my I am in certain aspects of my life definitely a tit for tatter, or like an eye for an eye, you know. But I also believe in like karma and good
Right.
energy
Yes,
and what
of
you
course.
put out there, and like
Of
I'm very
course.
giving and like all of that, and I give all the time in this industry, and I sometimes get it back, and I don't ever expect
Right,
it
you don't
back.
count on
I
it.
don't count on it because
Right.
it's not why I'm doing it. That's not
Right.
my purpose to do it.
Just
Do you
want
know
to
what I
change
mean?
people's lives.
I want to change
That's
people's
all.
lives, and I want to
Just want
hook
people to
my
look
friends
pretty and
up.
feel good.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that what it's all
Well, we
about?
change people's lives too, Meredith.
Yeah, we do.
100%.
Yeah, yeah.
You literally deal with like people's biggest purchase that they're ever going to probably make. Like,
Right.
That's huge.
Yeah, it's people at their most stressed.
Most vulnerable.
Except for death and divorce, they say selling and buying is
Yeah.
is next up.
Yeah.
It's
I've done a couple condos and
it's a
not
lot.
for
Yeah, it's a lot.
the. Yeah.
But whatever. Can you show us some of the product you brought today to share?
Yes,
Oh
of
my God,
course.
this is. I don't
It's
even know
like-
where to begin first.
It's a treasure chest of an episode.
I'm a wreck about my
fun.
toner. I'm a wreck about my hair, dry shampoo. I'm a wreck. I don't have my eyebrows done. I'm a wreck. I don't have filler Botox.
It's okay.
I'm
That's
a wreck
I'm a
that
wreck
you're
about
not
my
taking
lashes.
notes. I mean, how? Like, I would need a notebook.
Well, I'll just rewatch.
I mean,
the
we're
podcast.
or that,
Or you
like,
can't you do a group text?
I mean, I feel like I'm gonna have to.
Well,
be
now I need to get weekly facials.
Yeah.
It's like a whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
But hide
Now
it.
Meredith's taking notes.
I know, and I love that. That's good, Meredith.
She's
good job.
very good.
Yeah.
That she keeps the show going.
Well, there always has to be one. It's a good balance. You know what I mean? Somebody's got to take notes. I mean, you have a list.
By the way, I
Yes.
just want to say regarding Gregory.
Gregory Paul Weinstein?
Yes, we talked about
your
how
son?
I would, because he's a specialist with video.
Mm-hmm.
And so you said, Meredith, you'll have to call and hire Gregory. So
Right. He
I
won't.
said, you know what, there was some contest for video, whatever. And I said, you know what, Meredith, why don't you use this as an opportunity to learn video, as we had discussed.
Yes.
And so I needed an app to be able to edit the video. And so I called Gregory.
Did he answer?
He did.
And?
And I said, Gregory, there's this contest that I want to enter into, and I need to take a number of videos and then compile them. So what's the best software or app that I should use? Now, he went to school for videography. He does our videos.
He's amazing.
He said, oh. And then it was quiet, just like this. And then I hear him typing.
He was Googling.
Well, he's talking, and he said, oh, that's a long time. I said, oh, I'm sorry. Did I say 30 minutes? I meant 30 seconds. And he was like, oh, that it would have been a long time. But let me Google to find you the software. And I said, oh, I can Google.
Did you want Gregory to just do it?
I wanted his recommendation. And he was like, yeah, it looks based on the reviews that he's looking at while he's talking to me. Looks like this one might be a good one.
But
I was like, okay.
So I will, on the heels of that, Gregory went to UMass Amherst for video marketing. He came up with his own major, allowed to do that, and that's what he did. And he's very talented. He does a great job. Like, some of his videos are like commercials.
Yeah, they're great.
Like,
I've
you
seen
could
them.
do a 30-second
Beautiful.
spot.
They are
like,
commercials, like he did the
yeah,
one for Turner Brothers.
like,
the quietest, calmest,
He's
just
so-
shy reverse human being
Yes.
that you will ever meet in your whole life.
He's so
Oh,
easy
so he's
to
not
work
like
with.
her daughter Alexa.
No.
No, he's the complete. They are the complete opposites.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Greg, after he graduates UMass, he's like, "Mom, I feel really bad." I said, "Gregory, about what?" He goes, "I didn't learn anything at school." He goes, "I Googled everything, and I learned everything from YouTube." I'm like, "Oh, that's
There
wonderful,
we go.
honey."
Yeah, so that was my
So that's
recent
it.
conversation.
Yes.
So I don't know what app to use, but
No.
We'll persevere.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
figure it out.
Anyway,
You'll
what do
get
we
there.
got? What do we got? What do we
Oh
got?
my God,
So
this looks-
some of my new favorite products.
People
Can
get out
I
your
just
pad and
say,
paper.
You
Pad and
did
pencil.
mention on one of your TikToks. What's your handle?
Kai Rich Wills.
Okay, so I do follow. I actually follow when you post to Facebook because I don't always do TikTok. But the TikTok ones that you were doing, you were sampling.
Drugstore.
Yes.
Do you want to do that? instead?
Yes.
Okay.
Which is
Yeah.
like, I love that because it's accessible for everyone.
Right.
So accessible.
So this may need to be like a separate episode too, because I have a lot of favorites at the drugstore, but
You'll
I wasn't
definitely be back on.
sure where we were going today, and I didn't have time to gather.
Listen.
Yeah. Busy
Fine.
working
You'll be
mom
on
of
again.
Two.
Yeah.
So, But I definitely have some accessible items that people need in their life.
And that's the other thing. I am like a big referrer. Like, I don't care, even though I sell products, like, I'm happy to say if I love something that I don't have.
Kyle, do you travel with that
No.
bag in your car?
No.
Oh.
I know, it's a little,
I really don't wear makeup actually that
don't?
often. No.
Oh. Are you wearing some today?
Yeah, I have.
I s-
yeah, pretty
a
much
little
like a full
blush?
face on.
You have a full face?
Yeah, but I
what's
do
your
everything
foundation?
very.
Looks
So
like-
I tried a new one today.
You look, both of you look so dewy.
Yes.
And
Dewy.
that,
Dewy
to
is
me,
the word.
right, for our age, Meredith, we need to look dewy.
Dewy.
Yeah, because otherwise you look like a corpse.
It's true.
I
You
don't want to
wanna
look like
powdery.
a corpse.
Yeah.
I hate the powder look.
Yeah.
Yeah,
same.
I'm
And I
not
do
a
have
big,
powder
like, let's do my face look.
I'm
Like,
not a huge
more of,
foundation
like,
person. Very light, I like.
Same. I,
I
normally
like
don't
light
wear foundation.
everything.
I spot conceal.
Right,
if
like
anything.
I cannot get over. First of all, just to relax, I watch hair videos
Yeah.
on YouTube,
Yeah.
like the different ways to cut your hair. I love that.
So
It's
fun.
relaxing.
And
I
I
know.
love that.
I
and
worked
the other
at a
thing,
couple of salons.
I am fascinated by contouring.
Okay.
I don't get it at all. Do you contour?
If I had,
Have you seen, like, it looks like you're going into a tribal dance.
You can, but it
The way
also
these
can be
women-
a little bit dangerous.
I mean,
yeah.
people
In the
can
wrong-
definitely
in the lighting or whatnot,
over
or it could be-
contour.
I don't have time for all that crap.
It can make you look worse.
I just want to look dewy and young.
And that's it.
With
That's
big
all about it.
eyes
That's all
and no
about-
bags.
Most of it is
Bags
how you
are
cut your
gone,
skin.
girl.
For sure. Which is awesome.
It looks like you took out a few things.
Okay,
All right, so
yeah,
this
I
is
have
the
a few things
drugstore
out.
edition.
So this
The
is
drugstore.
drugstore
Okay.
edition. So this is very new for me. I worked for MAC for a couple years, and that's how I got introduced in the makeup game. I totally lied on my application and said I was a makeup artist and whatever. So
I love the line.
so I got in. Well, I had to because I wanted to work for the company, but they only hire makeup artists. So I got in and I learned on counter. So these are the things that I found off counter, and this just started for me. So there's going to be a lot more, I'm sure, that come because I have to do new foundations, new concealers in my kit, and I can't spend $50 per tone, you know?
Right. But you also don't
I'm
have
looking
to.
That's the thing.
You don't have to. Everyone thinks you have to spend a lot of money.
You
It doesn't
don't.
mean if it's more money,
Right.
it's a better product. That is not
I will
what it's
say
about.
though,
Yeah.
with the drugstore ones that I've noticed, newer is better.
Yes.
It doesn't have shelf life.
Not as long.
Yeah.
Not as long. There are going to be reasons why Makeup by Mario sells his foundation at $46 and why Elf sells theirs at $6.99.
Yeah.
There are always going to be reasons. There's always going to be, ingredient things. But at the same time, you have to you realize that
Yeah.
you pay for ingredients in a lot of things. I think people think it's just the name, but that's not
It's
true.
not.
I agree.
No.
Who's your
agree.
biggest beauty influencer? Just wondering.
Biggest Kim
'Cause you-
Kardashian.
Oh, you're right.
I'm obsessed.
Right. Right?
I love her. I think that she is a genius.
She really
I think
is.
she's a genius. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's my biggest.
Yeah.
That's where I started with all of this.
I love
Just
them
loving
as
her.
far as influencers, but as far as personalities and just what they're about, sometimes I question like their morals and stuff. So
I
I'm
don't
a little
question their morals.
I'm a little conflicting with them.
Okay, all
I
right.
am, but that might be another topic. But anyways, I do love their fashion. I do think they know how to sell stuff, and I mean they're definitely geniuses.
They're geniuses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
All right, so
Okay,
we're going
let's
to
get
start
started.
with the Revolution Conceal and Define. You can get these. I haven't seen them anywhere else but Target. Very, very nice. So like you can use this as like a highlighter, under eye conceal, spot conceal, all of that. When you spot conceal, always do that first after like your
Foundation.
Moisturizer.
I mean, your
your
moisturizer.
moisturizer and
Right.
moisturizer, and then primer.
Oh,
Always
not
do that
the goddamn
after
primer.
I know.
Primer.
Oh my god, that's like the toner for steps.
Wait a
Like,
minute.
Wait a minute.
Excuse
Are
me.
you kidding?
So
Back
primer is
up.
going to keep your makeup on.
Primer,
Right,
a
so-
1000%. A primer makes a
The biggest
radical
difference.
difference.
Is that
It
another
will fill
spritz?
your pores.
No,
No.
It's more of
They
like
have
a serum.
repair primers like that.
And
but-
I just tried a cheap one, NYX, that was kind of a jelly.
Yeah.
Not so bad.
Not bad.
The foundation, not so good.
It's a dupe, that one.
Yes.
It's funny that you say that. That is a dupe for Milk's primer, and I haven't found a difference.
I just try. I love to just go and try.
Yeah,
and,
it's
fun.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting? I just watched a video. So I'm of school. You conceal first,
Mhm.
right? I like the conceal first, but I just watched some videos where they did it afterwards, and I guess it's more about highlighting and contouring.
Yep.
But I thought that was pretty interesting. Now, do you use a brush or a sponge?
I will use an applicator out of that, and to blend that in, I'll start with a brush and then go to a sponge if I feel like it needs more blending.
Little heavy. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
But-
Excuse me.
Yes.
I was just wondering, after you put on your cream, then you put on your primer?
Yep. So moisturizer, primer.
So I don't spritz the primer.
Oh,
No,
right.
it's
No.
more of like
It's like
you
a
put it on your
jelly or
hand.
a
It's a
cream.
gel.
Oh, okay.
It basically, if you imagine,
Okay.
it kind of smooths everything out.
Yep.
And it's about longevity, because if you put the primer on and then you put your concealer foundation,
Right.
you're going to have a little more longevity with your face.
You know, can I just talk about my skin for 1 second? So it absorbs so much product that I have to glob it on. Do you
So your
find that,
primer
Meredith?
will
Is
Drink
the
enough
primer-
water.
I
you
drink
dehydrated?
so much water.
Well, so I have clients that say that to me, and I'm like, but what is so much? Everyone has a different like.
Oh no,
point of
I
view.
drink about 3 of these a day.
But what do you mean it absorb? You put so much.
I have
in
to.
there?
I can't just like I see on the videos. They put on a little bit of blush and it looks beautiful. I have to put on so much
Well, 'cause
stuff.
you're tan.
And it's the same thing with my hair though. She's like, your hair absorbs so much product. Like I have to put extra product on your hair. It's weird.
Yeah.
Are you like a dehydrated human?
Type of person. That's
I
where I'm keep
literally
going back
walk
to.
I
around
know.
with
I'm
this
like
all day.
dehydration is definitely a real
But
thing.
that's all I do is drink water.
Maybe add
and
some
kettle.
electrolytes
I mean,
to it.
maybe
kettle
that.
No.
I mean,
Oh my God, we have 5 minutes.
Stop it right now. Can I just
Okay,
quickly?
let's go.
Just. I need to piggyback
Yes.
on Meredith because one of the biggest lessons or like ahas that I learned when I started doing makeup, there's no rules.
None.
So you can
None.
do you
Agreed.
can do that that concealer or whatever
Yep.
before or after, whatever works for you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if you can take the pressure off and be like, there's no rules in makeup, it doesn't have to be done a
Right,
certain way.
right.
It
Let me see
allows
what
you
else you
to
got.
have fun.
Right. Have
You know
fun.
what I mean? That's the whole
Staple.
point.
LA Girl Pro Conceal. That's a color corrector. So that like I would put like over a beard or
Did you say beard?
Yeah, like if I'm doing like a drag
Oh, for
makeup on
you.
someone, not
Yeah.
me. I don't color correct my beard. I mean it's there, but for like drag makeup, you
Okay,
wanna,
so we
you
have
wanna
to
make
talk
sure
about this
that will get rid of
because
gray,
it'll get rid of what?
grayness in the skin.
And look at
Gray.
the color of it.
It's
Yep.
orange.
So for those of you who are looking,
Terracotta.
you're like, mind is blown right now.
So that's like the first
Where do you
step.
put
if
that?
you
All
want
over
to.
your face?
You know what I will
Under
say?
eye,
Under eye.
beards.
So
and really
Kyle
anywhere.
is a color specialist, right?
Yes.
He knows
too
that
much
this
for me.
color counteracts this color
got
with
it.
We
that
need to
color.
follow
that.
And that's how it's all about
That's-
neutralizing.
That's your expertise
yeah,
right there.
exactly
Yeah.
it. Color theory is my thing.
Yeah.
No notes.
I've taken no notes.
Yeah.
I'm beside
Well,
myself.
he'll add
I'm gonna
blue and red,
You
like
need-
different
yeah.
things because that's color theory.
I have
Okay.
mixers that, like, I have foundations and stuff and plenty of them, but sometimes there's just not a foundation that matches, So I have a blue, all my primary colors and mixers that I can just add to the foundation, black and white, to make it to be whatever it needs to be. I can look at your skin, put it on, and say, okay, this needs more red, this needs more pink, this needs more yellow. It's just,
Are you taking new clients?
Yeah, always, absolutely. And I do, like, you can bring your makeup bag to me. This is like a fun service that I offer. You can bring your makeup bag. We book out like a couple hours. We'll go over what you have, throw away what's bad, and then and don't get scared. That's everyone's first reaction.
She's so excited.
I'm so
Oh
excited.
yeah, let's do it. So you bring in your makeup bag. We'll go through what you do, and then I'll literally have you use what you have quick. We're not going to
Right,
all day, but show me how you're applying it. It's not going to be both sides. It's usually going to be one side or a small piece of the face, and move on to the eye, move on to this, and then I'm gonna let you do your thing, and then we're gonna go back with my products and some of your products that I still like that work for you, and then I will have you do half of the face. I'm gonna do the full half of one face and teach you as I'm going. It's gonna be a whole thing. And then I give
inside.
you the brush and have you try to mimic what I did on the other side. And then I correct you as you go. That way, it's not just like you're watching a YouTube video and then you go in and try to do it. You actually have me in your face saying, nope, flick your brush up this way and it's going to make a difference on your eye. It's going to open it up.
Yeah.
Or
Those
you're
little
adding too
tips
much product
make a
here.
huge
You're doing
difference.
so, yeah. And that's such a fun. Those are my favorite. I've done.
I see a makeup session in your
Yeah.
future.
I just need to go home now.
It's so fun.
I don't want to talk about anything else. I just want to go home and meditate on this podcast.
I just want to say I was talking to a friend of mine today, and he said, you should talk about the Easton's plan and things they're going to do. And I vomited in my
rather
mouth.
kill myself
Yeah,
and
you don't
die a
want me on
slow
the show for
death.
that.
That
Wrong
makes
guess.
me want to
Wrong guess.
literally put a needle in my eye.
no.
I
If
just
you want to do
shut
that,
down.
Meredith, you can start your own podcast, Eastern Podcast. No, thank you.
I mean, I am the wrong girl.
Wrong content.
We did. The three of us just shut down.
I feel like
I'm
ill.
shriveling in
Yeah,
my
like,
body.
oh, yeah,
right.
totally.
I'm
Yeah, like-
sinking in my chair.
And this is what's fun. Right
This is
here,
all I
right
need and
now.
want.
This is the
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You guys,
This
I
is
think we only
fabulous.
have like another minute. We have to book. We gotta
We'll
gotta
book
say
again.
kind of goodbye right
Mondays.
now. But
Mondays with Kyle and Carey.
we might have
That's
to.
what we
Let's do
said.
it.
I know.
Oh my God, what a way to start. Adam, can we do 2 podcasts a week?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, Adam's so nice.
There we go, guys.
Oh
we'll
my
be
God,
back.
you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you
What
for
a
coming.
This was absolutely the best.
I had such a great
Fabulous.
time.
I know. Thank you so much. I feel like
And
you
look,
just,
you did it
tipped
without your
me.
hat.
I did, and I
You
was gonna
did,
put
and
it
you were
on.
fabulous, and you did it, and you didn't even need your hat.
I mean, I didn't, but you know, I'll be aware for next time the look.
There's
And-
so much to talk about next time. I don't even know
Yeah,
where
I mean, we just
We're gonna
like
have to-
scratched the
I'm Meredith
surface.
Oh, I'm Stephanie Weinstein.
I'm Kyle Willis.
I'm Carey Bishop.
Thanks for listening.
That's the show.
Bye.